Hello and welcome to the True Symposium series, episode number 6. My name is Randy Leopoldo. I'm the Education and Training Manager for True. I'm on location at our showroom in Lake St. Louis, Missouri, and going to be going over our 400 series cardio line. Before we get started, a couple things. Marshall Hansen, our dealer manager here of 25 years, will be joining me later on to talk about some of the different options and customization things that we can offer for our 400 series. Angie Tinsley will be in the background later on to field any questions, and for any questions that you send in, she'll bring them up to me and hopefully we can answer them. And behind the camera we've got Steven, so I might be referencing Steven every once in a while so I can get a close shot of a feature that I want to talk about. So the 400 series. This line is best suited for the non-dues paying facilities and vertical market, so places like hotel hospitality, multifamily housing, community centers, corporate wellness, country clubs, medical and wellness facilities, police and fire, and even high schools. So that's where this line is best suited for. Well, without wasting any time, let's talk about our first piece of equipment of the day, our 400 series treadmill. So looking from the ground up, notice that we've got a low step-up height. Our step-up height is about 6.5 inches. Why that's important? Well, since this line is going in unsupervised or non-dues paying facilities, safety is a big factor. I've seen a lot of times in commercial clubs where the treadmills were a lot higher, over 8 inches. Remember, 8 inches is what the common step depth is, so we're kind of conditioned for that. I've seen people, when they're finished doing their cardio, they're totally already immediately distracted because they're on their phones. They'll step off and stumble a little bit. Well, we don't want that when they're by themselves in a hotel or apartment type fitness room. So low step-up height, great feature there. Next, our running surface. Our running surface is the same as a commercial club surface. It's 60 inches in length, 22 inches by width, so you're not sacrificing anything there by choosing the 400 series for your facility. Along with our running surface, we have our soft system deck. Now I'll talk a little bit more about that, but it's a shock absorbing system that we have, that we patented in 1992. And it gives your users a great experience for running or walking on our treadmill. Underneath the hood, we've got an AC motor. Great for durability, and they're really quiet as well. On the side, the straddle covers. We've got aluminum anodized straddle covers. Again, durable, premium look, and you're not going to have any of that creaking sound that you might get with some of the plastic covers that are out there and some of the different other treadmills. This treadmill is capable of starting at just 0.2 miles per hour. Why is that important? Well, that's important for like medical facilities or retirement communities where the lower startup speed might be important to get someone back on their feet and walking in a functional manner. Speaking of medical communities or medical facilities, we have our medical rails installed on this particular unit. You can notice that the rail spans the entire length of the treadmill, and if you don't have the optional rail, then the standard rail is similar to what you'll see over here on our elliptical. So it's got the heart rate monitor in there, and that's what's come standard. On this treadmill, up here on our console, this is our most advanced console that we have to offer. And Marshall's going to talk a little bit later on during the presentation about some of the unique features we have with all our cardio products, especially the 400 line, and how we can cater for your budget and for your facility needs, the different console options. All right, so back to the soft system deck. The soft system, soft is actually an acronym. S stands for shock absorbing, O stands for orthopedically correct, F stands for foot plant, T equals transfer. What the heck does that mean? Well, our deck, as I'm on this deck right now, the front 2/3 rests on top, it floats on top of some rubber bump stops. The reason why we have it in the top or front 2/3 of the deck, that's where the most impact occurs when you're walking or running. Frank came up with this way back in 1992. He was a runner. He and his brother were runners, and they developed this deck for the ultimate running experience and to reduce any impact on your joints. As your foot travels back on the deck, it's firmer, and actually the back of the deck is mounted directly onto the frame. What you ultimately get is shock absorption at foot strike and during the stance phase, and as when you push off, you've got a firm surface. All that energy is transferred into the treadmill, not back into the body. So again, really good for your joints, and it's going to give your users a great experience on it. Okay, I think that's all I have for the 400 treadmill. Let's move on over to the elliptical. First thing I want you to notice is how compact this elliptical is. It's got a really short footprint, especially compared to the more common rear drive ellipticals that you see. And there's a couple reasons why, there's a couple features on why we're able to do all these things. Number one, our elliptical mechanism, known as our core drive system, it's a center drive system. So that allows us to have the shorter footprint. It allows us to have rear entry into the elliptical for safety. It allows us to have these side straddles for the feet. And it allows us to have a lot more natural range of motion because the mechanism is right underneath their feet. A lot of users like the fact that it feels a lot more natural, even though the elliptical motion is not the most natural motion. Because we have these side straddles, we can do a number of things as well. One thing that our elliptical can do that others can't is upper body only exercise. So you'll see that my feet are on the straddles and I am doing just upper body movement. I can obviously step onto the pedals and do a full body movement, or I can just grab onto the handrails here and just do lower body. I mentioned something about safety. One thing I noticed when I was working in the club industry, in the club scene, is when people would get on the rear drive ellipticals, they would have to balance themselves and get on from the side and make sure that the pedals were strategically placed so they don't lose their balance. Here you're not going to have that. You've got the rear drive or the rear entry as well as the handles here. Oh, how could I forget? One of my most favorite features is our soft step foot pads. We've heard from many users that when they're on the elliptical trainer, their feet tend to go numb. Well, we countered that with putting these foot pads on here. They almost feel like anti-fatigue mats. They're on our elliptical on this series as well as our commercial line. It's a great feature. So I mentioned moments ago that you could do full body, you can do upper body, you can do lower body. We have a program on our elliptical called Cardio 360. Steven, if you can come over real quick, and I'm going to just briefly show what the Cardio 360 looks like. Now this console is our Envision 9 console. It is a touch screen console, but it doesn't require any power. Our elliptical is a self-generating unit, so we don't have to plug this unit in, especially with this console. It's a nice touchscreen console. I'm going to press the Cardio Quick Start, and it's going to give me instructions to stride forward. It's going to show what body parts or muscles are working, and as soon as I start moving, the timer is going to go off. So we have about 1 minute intervals. It's about a 20-minute workout, and it gives you instructions. You basically have a virtual personal trainer here. Comes with all our ellipticals and all our consoles, no matter what console you have. On that Envision 16 console over there, you're going to actually have video. On this one, it's just still shots. Okay, moving on, Steven. Let's touch on the 400 series bike. So, 400 series bike. First thing to notice is the pedal placement. These are self-leveling pedals here. Let me show you real quick how this works. I don't know if you can see this, Steven. You good? Can you see the pedals? So no matter what, these pedals will always land right side up. And they're developed for this particular bike to make sure that they're angled in such a way so that your feet can go into the pedals really easily. The seat adjusts really easily as well. Just take your weight off of it. There's a slight spring assist in the seat post, and you can adjust. to your desired height. We have elbow rests for kind of the race-inspired posture here, with heart rate monitor that's up here as well. So we get the race position for the bike. There is a heart rate monitor in the upright position as well. And finally, on our last piece is our recumbent bike. A recumbent bike, walk-through design just like most manufacturers, but our most unique feature, especially in this particular price segment that we have, is our reclining seat back. This is a great feature for users if they have limited mobility, movement restrictions, or just for comfort based on how they move. This reclining seat back is huge. We have self-leveling pedals as well. These are specifically designed for the recumbent because look at the angle of this. This is pitched back, while on the upright it's a little bit more forward. Once again, easy for you users to get in. If your users prefer not to use a strap, or they have shoes, or maybe they're wearing a boot, if you're in a medical facility, you can't use the straps, you simply turn it over. It's the same surface, there's just no strap, and you can continue using the pedals. Another thing I really like are these handles right here to help you get in and out of the machine. I've seen way too many times where people are tugging on the consoles, and that's not good for the consoles. So we've got this to help someone get in and out of the piece. Well, I think, Stephen, that's all I got for the 400 series. It's just a quick run through of everything. I think this is a perfect time to call in Marshall to give us a little bit more information on customization, options, all that good stuff. Marshall?
Randy, thanks for having me out. We can't
do that.
That's right. Okay. We'll do that instead. Great job on the features and benefits of the 400 series. So I just want to throw out, in my 25 years here at True, we've introduced a lot of very unique individual products, a lot of families of products, and I have to say this 400 series is probably ultimately the #1 series of products that we've ever had. Very, very popular in the fact that it's so applicable to all the vertical markets that you mentioned earlier.
Well, it's got a lot of features that our high-end, our commercial products have.
It does. We really offer full commercial features in a vertical market series of products. So we do have those features here. And then the other big advantage that we offer with the 400 series is we offer our full commercial control panels on the vertical market products. So from these 4 pieces that you've shown here, we ultimately have the ability to create 17 different SKUs. So we're going to run through the first 16 are real simple, and then we'll throw the 17th one in at the end. So what I want to hit on is, like I said, the customization capabilities really that the end customer has depending on the needs of their specific facility. So what you're seeing here is actually our Envision 16 console. This is a full-fledged touchscreen unit that has television capabilities, has Wi-Fi capabilities, and also does have outside interactive moving landscape capabilities as well. So that's in our Envision 16. There's also a version called Envision 16 with Compass. And in the Compass screen, you do have asset management that allows, if you're a property management owner, Randy, and you have multiple facilities and you want to be able to see what's going on in your facilities with your equipment, you can actually log in via iCloud asset management and see how much usage your machines are getting, etc. So that's two of the control panels.
Great.
The next one is behind you is the Envision 9-inch screen, and I think the best thing to mention there, or one of the unique features, as you mentioned, is you have still photos, but when you're in that Cardio 360, just as an example, you do have the ability to see the muscle groups that are being activated. So a very nice 9-inch touchscreen feature there. That 9-inch Envision does also have the 900 megahertz wireless capability as an add-on feature there. So that can also be done. From there, you move into the Emerge consoles that we have on both the upright and the recumbent bike. Again, just a very nice amber-colored LED display. Very popular, really, police stations, fire stations, active aging, where they're looking for fairly basic electronics capabilities, but still able to get information, heart rate, calories burned, distance, etc.
And doesn't require to be plugged in.
It's self-generating, and I heard you mention, we'll go back and mention it here as well, on the Envision 9, people do think that's, because it's so nice, they do think it's a plug-in console. That is a self-generating console as well. So that covers the 4 different consoles that ultimately you see down here. You're saying, hey, that's 16 SKUs, Marshall. You mentioned 17. The 17th console is made up by what we call our Ignite console. And the Ignite console is an interval training console designed specifically for the treadmill. So it is only available on the 400 treadmills and our other treadmill or full commercial treadmills as well. But the Ignite console is comprised of 9 quick speed keys, 9 quick elevation keys, and just an LED display in the middle. So between the 16 units here and the Ignite gives you 17 different SKUs out of 4 consoles, or 4 products rather.
I think another thing that I want to mention is if a facility decides to upgrade their console,
Correct.
or maybe even downgrade, they can, it's pretty much, you can replace the console itself. All the information and the brains are in the lower board of the machine, and you can just replace the console, right?
That is right. Consoles are completely interchangeable between the units.
So you're not going to lose any of the information like the miles on the treadmill. It's
That's
all on the lower
correct.
board.
It is now all stored in what we call the nucleus board, which is really the brains of the machine, which is down below. So you're correct. If this unit has 2,000 miles on it, you change the control panel, the treadmill will still show that it has 2,000 miles on
That's
it.
really nice. And they all look uniform. All the panels or all the consoles, they have the same shape, plastic, so it can give your facility a nice uniform look, even if you choose a different console for a certain piece. Let's say you use the touchscreen on the treadmill, but you want to stay with the self-gen unit on this one. They at least all kind of still look the same.
Yeah, you can
clean
absolutely
look.
switch from using a 9-inch Envision here over to Elliptical, have the exact same console with the advantage of having Cardio 360 on the Elliptical.
Keep a facility looking sharp.
Keeps it simple.
Yeah. Well, I think this is a time where we can open up the floor for any questions.
Ken would like to know, is there a PEM option for the 400 series, and do you need any specific console?
I didn't hear the...
Is there a PEM option?
I'm assuming he's asking about a personal viewing screen, and unfortunately on the 400 series there is not an external viewing screen available. External viewing screens are available on the other 3 products, not on the 400 series treadmill.
And Tom would like to know, what is the warranty on the 400 series?
Great question. 5 years parts, 2 years labor when put in all the vertical market settings that Randy mentioned.
That is the last of our questions, unless anyone else wants to jump in.
Okay, well, if there's no more questions, thank you very much for attending our webinar. Stay tuned for our episode number 7, where we talk about our Fuse XL Selectorized Series strength line.
Question.
Oh, we got a question
Last
popped
question.
up. It's the last question.
What does the 900 wireless card do?
Oh, 900 wireless card allows you to, if this television on the wall has a 900 megahertz transmitter behind it, it's dispensing the audio signal for whatever show we'd be watching, allows me to pick up that audio through the control panel, plug in my headphones, and listen to the TV without audio traveling in the room.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Take care.